name's Drew Ross, the youngest son of Bob Ross. Um, I went to art school, but unfortunately, they kicked me out because they didn't think I was a very good artist. But today I'm here to make a happy little painting for you all to show you that I've really improved on my skills, and we're going to make a fantastic little painting today with the help of my dad, Bob Ross. So if you'd like to paint along with me today, get out your easels, get out your paints. Make sure that your canvas is triple prime with the liquid gesso before you start. And before we start, we'll go ahead and go through all of the colors that we'll be using for our painting today. We'll of course start with our titanium white. We've got our Prussian blue, phthalo blue, midnight black, Van Dyke brown. We've got our alizarin crimson. We have our sap green, our bright red, our yellow ochre, and our cadmium yellow. So I hope that we're all having a wonderful, wonderful day today. Skapluni, my friend, mwah, thank you for that host. Skapluni, Josh, thank you for the host as well. I hope we're all having a fantastic day today. And so I think today what we'll start with is a wonderful little painting of one of my favorite mountains, the Magic Mountain. So we'll go ahead and follow along with Bob. We'll see how this turns out, and if everything goes well, we'll maybe do a second one as well. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started today. All right. Standard 18 by 12 inch canvas. So we've got to cover with just a little bit of liquid white before we start off today. And remember everyone, there are no mistakes here, only happy accidents. So we'll start with just a very small amount of our Prussian blue, and we'll start to paint off just a happy little sky for us. Well, this is looking wonderful so far, just like my dad Bob used to make. Just apply just a little bit of pressure and just lightly. We're doing this a little bit differently than Bob appears to be. But in our world, there are no mistakes. Just happy little accidents. I'm just making some nice little clouds here. Just tap it into the brush. Oh, these clouds are looking awfully interesting today. Yeah, these clouds are looking very happy today. And so now we'll just take a little bit of titanium white, just to blend it in just a little bit. Yeah, this is looking mighty fine already. Our happy little sky. Now, my dad Bob likes to go very, very fast, and we might be a little bit slower than old Papa Bob, but we're doing just wonderfully, I think. Porker, thank you for that host, my friend. God bless you. Let's add some water to this painting. That sounds like a good idea. So just nice. Just bring your brush side to side across the canvas. Oh, we got some black in there. Well, it's not a mistake, just a happy accident. That's looking nice already. Let's add just a little touch of the titanium white to that. Oh, I'm liking that color already. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh. Well, Bob did the fun part. Hold on a second there, Dad. We're taking a little bit longer. Let's finish making out just our happy little river today. Just nice big strokes. Make sure to use your 2-inch brush, or if you're poor and a starving artist living on the street, just go with any old brush that you've got. So my 1-inch brush will do just fine. Just nice. Right, we got a little looks like a little shark chilling out in our river here. That's okay, just as God intended, I think. Let's just put in our nice little river here. Just add a little bit more, and just use just the lightest touch, Perfect. We got another little shark here. You know, because sometimes you feel a little bit lonely and you need to have another shark around with you. And Pickle, thank you, God bless. Thank you for that host. Let's just go in and finish up our nice little river here. Oh, this is turning out just how I thought it would. Beautiful, just like all of God's other creations. Let's add just a little touch of the titanium white, just to give this a little bit of a lighter color. Perfect. That's just perfect. This is really turning out to be something special. Okay. Well, now that I think we're all caught up, let's go ahead and clean off our brush. Oh, we got a little accident in progress going on here. So, remember to always use clear, odorless paint thinner for cleaning off your paintbrushes. All you gotta do is just dip a little in, and remember to beat the devil out of it. Just like that. And just be sure to wipe it off on a little rag or something else. See? Perfectly clean. Alright, Bob, let's keep on going. Now, let's go into just a little bit of titanium white. And let me just grab just the least little touch of the bright red. So we just want to put just the littlest pinkish glow into the clouds. Alright, so now we got to make a big decision. Now remember, we don't make mistakes, just happy accidents. Let's see what we can do here. Let's just add a little bit of a pinkish glow to some of our clouds here. Yeah, that's looking nice. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you for those biddies, and God bless you. Just a little touch of that bright red into those clouds. And Bob wondered why I got let out of art school. Yeah, this is looking great. Just the littlest bit. Just the littlest bit of red in these clouds. That's looking great. Oh, lovely. Let's just make our happy little sky a little bit happier and a little bit bigger. Yeah, alright. Nice. Now, you know, ooh, we got a little accident in progress here. Let's just go ahead and save that. Now, as always, make sure to use your odorless paint thinner. And just beat the devil out of it. Now let's just be sure to blend this in all just a little bit nicer. We'll go ahead and take just a little bit of our titanium white. Perfect. Just get the littlest bit on your brush. We want to have a nice light touch. Nice and gentle like Dad was. Let's go ahead and use a new brush. This one should be thrown away, I think. This is turning out beautifully, I think. Let's just grab a little bit more of that titanium white. Let's just spot in some clouds here. This is my padding technique. I learned this one on my own. I don't think Bob uses this one. Just pat that in. Just pat that one. Just pat that in. Just gentle, 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 gentle. You want to make sure you get that nice texture. I think this is a pretty nice looking sky. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree, Dad? I hope I can win your love again with this painting. I'm sure we will. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make a big decision here. And you know what I love more than painting? Painting mountains. And so what we're going to go ahead and do is take just a little bit of our Prussian blue. Although we're actually not going to use our brush, we're going to use our knife. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take our nice little knife here. Now you just want to make a little, just a little bit of paint. Just have it live on the edge of the brush right there, just like that. Now we got to make a big decision. Now don't be scared, because we don't make mistakes here, just happy accidents. Big decision. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Take a little bit of our phthalo blue in here as well. Let's just mix that up, get a nice little color in here. Looking good. Yeah, that's the kind of color I'm going for here. Now just cut into it. Now let's go ahead and make our mountain. That's looking magical already. Now, Bob, you're going a little bit fast for me, so let's go ahead and just pause this for a little bit. Get just a little bit of paint. Just have it live on the edge of your brush, right there. Just nice. You want to hear the scratching sound. That means it's really working. We're doing magic here today on the canvas. You gotta make those noises. Just a pretty little noise like that. Just so you're putting a little bit of life into that painting, you know? Just like that. Just like that. A little bit more. Alright. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to take just a little bit of our titanium white, which we seem to be all out of. Let's go ahead and add just a little bit more. Just a little bit more of our titanium white. Perfect. Perfect. Go ahead and mix that in. Just take a little bit of it. Just mix that in. Get a little bit of a lighter color here. Perfect. And remember, just take a little bit and have it live on the edge of your knife. Just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of texture to our mountain. Oh, yeah. And remember, when you're doing this at home with me, which I expect you're all doing, since this is a lesson for you all today, remember, if your mountain doesn't look exactly like mine, that's okay. You know, it might look a little bit worse, and that's a little bit too bad, but that's okay. No need to worry. Keep practicing and someday you might make one that looks like this. So just continue to add some texture to your beautiful mystic mountain, magic mountain, whatever you'd like it to be. Just a little bit more. Ah.
Beautiful.
Just like you, and just like all of God's creations, like this wonderful mountain. Thank you very much, Lee, and God bless you. Just a little bit more texture. Beautiful. That's wash off our knife and just beat the devil out of it. I always love when they do that. Drew Ross 0. Drew Ross 3. Devil 0. Go ahead and wipe that off. There we go. Now what we're going to do is take a fresh little paintbrush. Take a little bit more of that titanium playa. Okay. We'll just get a nice little clean spot of the palette for us. Just a little bit of that white. And you know, I think we're having a lovely snowy day out today. So let's go ahead and just add some snow to these mountains. Just a little bit right there. We'll go on back and grab our knife. Again, it can be any knife. It can be a kitchen knife. It can be, you know, a steak knife, whatever you want. If you're poor and living on the streets like me, you gotta go with what you have. But fortunately, I got to use some of my dad's supplies. So we're looking like a professional today. Now, be sure to just add in just the little hints of snow. And you really don't want to put a lot of pressure on this one. You want to go nice and soft. Just really just ease over the painting. There we go. Just give just the indication of snow on these mountaintops. Just ease it on there. Yeah, that's what we like. Perfect. And if your snow doesn't seem to add on very quickly like mine does, just add a little bit more. Who doesn't love a good snowy day? You know, mountains are my favorites. They're my favorite thing to paint. When I lived the past 20 years in Alaska, I got to see all kinds of beautiful mountains. Some that looked exactly like this, and those were always my favorites. But I never brought a camera. I didn't take pictures. I just painted them. Dad didn't seem to like it a whole lot, but, you know, we're just capturing more of God's beautiful world with our paintings. Just add a little bit more. We're all out of our titanium white. Might need a bigger dollop this time. Just a little bit more. Just want the indication of some clouds. All right, just a little bit. Yeah. Bob doesn't use this technique. I'm patenting it myself. So you're getting a little extra treat here, aren't you? All right, just add just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Get that texture. That nice, realistic looking snow. Now, let's go ahead and let Bob continue. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Can't you just see yourself skiing on here? Or hiking?
I find this stream easy to whack off happy little bushes too.
Well, God bless you, Skiploony. We might add in some happy little bushes later. Who knows? We're just winging this. Just having all kinds of fun, you know? Let's go ahead and clean off our knife. Just beat the devil out of it. Bob's a little bit slow with his snow, which is okay. I think I've always been a little bit better at putting in snow than he was. Just remember your angles, y'all. Just remember your angles. We'll bat just a little bit more. You can never have too much snow. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now let's get a little bit crazy here today. Well, we are using only oil-based paints today. You never want to mix acrylic with oil-based paints. Acrylic being water-based and oil being oil-based. Smells as beautiful as God's creation here. Ooh. Now let's go ahead and just add another layer of clouds in at the base of our mountain. This is really high up in the sky. I hiked this one day. Almost starved and got eaten by wolves. Beautiful. Let's add just a little bit more clouds into this. We'll take our nice and clean inch brush. Get a little bit more titanium white. let's just get a little crazy here. Just add some clouds. Yeah. There we go. Nice, beautiful blue sky today. You can just barely see the mountain peeking out of the top here. You know, my dad Bob always said my art looked more like abstract art. I don't know exactly what he meant by that. Maybe if I stayed in art school I would know. But I'm sure it was a compliment. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is just let our pretty little mountain breathe. We're going to go ahead and just add a little bit of tree cover into this because the second thing I like more than mountains, the second thing I like, the first being mountains, is putting in happy little trees. So let's go ahead and slow Bob up for just a moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of our Prussian blue, a little bit of our phthalo blue. Just go ahead and just add this, just mix this all up. We'll take a little bit of our sap green. Desi, thank you for that follow, and God bless you. Just take a little bit of this sap green. Just mix it all up. Yeah, really good. Ooh, we got a little orange coming off. Hey, that's okay. Not a mistake. Happy accident. At least that's what I tell myself to sleep at night. Okay. Lucky, thank you for that, host. God bless you. Let's just take just a little bit of this green, and let's just put in the littlest indication of some trees in here. Just a little bit of tree cover. Just make some nice vertical strokes, because trees go up and down, not side to side. Make just some little trees in here. Yeah, there we go. Remember, you really want to make those sounds when you're putting them in. Stellar Virgo, thank you for that, host, and God bless you. Beautiful, just beautiful. All right, we'll go ahead and let Dad continue. Just to really blend it all nicely together. Use your upward strokes. Now remember, when you're making landscapes, you really want to think about layers and think about textures. Just add some texture. Don't be afraid to make these big decisions. Some might say, ruined. But I don't think in terms of ruining. I think we're saving this beautiful white canvas by turning it into a fantastic little winter scene. Just keep on adding in little trees all around. Add layer after layer after layer. Beautiful. Not all trees were created equal. So we'll go ahead and maybe make some bigger ones. Let's do that. Let's just have a little bit of fun here today. Why don't we? Just beat the devil out of it. Okay. I always love that. Just grab a little bit dark green. Nice, nice. Just as God intended. Each layer we're going from darker to lighter. And we're cleaning our brushes with odorless paint thinner, just as Dad taught us, and likely immediately regretted teaching us. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and we're just going to add a little bit of the blue to get some darker colors, because we want to go from lighter to darker. Bob's doing an okay job at it. Like father, like son, I suppose. Nice. Just beautiful. Very lightly. You really don't need a lot of pressure with this. Less pressure than I felt when I was in art school, when my teachers told me they'd flunk me if I didn't learn how to paint. But they just don't understand me. Not like Alaska understands me. Last 20 years, beautiful, beautiful country. Okay, we got some nice trees in there now. Let's go ahead and let's just slow down Bob for a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and clean up our brushes. Although our odorless paint thinner is looking a little bit dirty, so we'll go ahead and just clean this out in just a moment. Now Bob doesn't do this, but I think he could learn a thing or two from his old son Drewby. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is take a little red Solo cup. You pour out. Yeah, listen to that. Sounds just like the river running through the bottom of our painting here, doesn't it? Just beat the devil out of that. Nice, nice. We'll go ahead and put this over here for later. Don't want to be wasteful. You got to use that for something. Now, as I was saying earlier, you got to remember to use your odorless paint thinner. I get mine all the way from Hobby Lobby. They've since banned me from there. Got tired of me being recognized all the time there, you know. Just add a little bit more of that. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Okay. Just go ahead and get a nice clean new brush here. Clean brush. Just a little bit of a 1/4 inch brush. And what we're gonna go ahead and do here is we're just gonna separate out our tree cover from our river. So we're gonna go ahead and take just a little bit of our titanium white, and nice. Looks very nice and white. Okay, add some of it over to a nice clean spot here. Beautiful, beautiful. And let's go ahead and mix in a little bit of our bright red with it. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. You really want to keep this nice and white. Yeah, that looks good. That looks about the color I'm going for here. Maybe just a little bit more white. Just a little bit more white. We're almost out, unfortunately. That's okay. We'll improvise. Just like God did when he made Alaska. And boy, look at how it turned out. Take just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Mix that up real good. There we go. Let's just go ahead and just add just a little nice reflection in the water of the trees. Let's move over our painting just a little bit. And get a little crazy here today, aren't we? Beautiful. We'll go ahead and let Dad continue here. Beautiful. Now here's where the magic happens. we gotta go ahead and get our reflection in this beautiful water. And remember, we don't make mistakes here. It's just happy accidents. So let's go ahead and add the reflection of our trees in the water here. Well, our river's a little bit low, isn't it, today? That's okay. Just little indications of some shadows, some reflections. Just the littlest indication.
Let's take some black, some blue, brown, and stuff.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Very, very dark. Very
Looks like a great reflection to me, doesn't it?
and I just wipe them
Wipe off our brush. Just beat the devil out of it. You know how we do it around here. I just love that sound. Okay. Now I think what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and just make a big decision. And I think what we're gonna do today is we're gonna put in a nice big old tree right here. Doesn't that sound lovely? So let's go ahead and we'll take a little bit of our Van Dyke Brown. Just pull some of that in. Nice. What the hell? Let's pull in some phthalo blue. Mix that up real good. And now we'll take one of our smaller brushes. And let's just add in some trees here. Doesn't that sound nice? Some nice little trees. Yeah, that's good. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Let's add a little bit of black in there to really make it stand out. Some midnight black. Yeah, there we go. Just a big old chunk of midnight black. It's just a pretty little Christmas tree. It's that easy. It's that easy. Beautiful. You can do anything you like. This is your world. Whatever you like. Let's add a little friend for our tree here. Trees like to have friends just like we do. Beautiful. What the devil? Let's add another friend. Beautiful. We got 3 little friends out here. Me, my dad, and me again, I suppose. Why not? We're gonna do something a little bit different here, a little bit crazy. Clean off our brush. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some of our other colors here. Our yellow, our brown colors. Let's take just a little bit of our cadmium yellow. Let's rinse this off first. Nice. Nice. Beat the devil out of it. A little bit of our cadmium yellow. A little bit of our yellow ochre. And just a little touch of our sap green. Just a little touch. A little bit more yellow. Beautiful color here. Beautiful color. Looks just like the color of my military uniform I wore when I was in the military before I went to Alaska for 20 years. Life was too unhappy in the military. I learned to be sad. You know, don't be sad. Be glad.
This one.
If you'd like to sponsor me, Glad, feel free to do so. Okay, now what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to add just a little bit of texture to these trees. Nice.
If you hang in the floor, you know that I love to make big trees. Let's do a tiny little tree. To this brush. So often you avoid this brush because it's big, very rich. A lot of paper. Sharp. Just like how sharp this brush is.
And remember, anyone can do this. Even me. I used to be a bad painter, and now look at how far I've come. This could be you too. In 20, 25 years, maybe. Drew Ross 5, Devil 0. Let's go ahead and make a big decision here. I just love big trees. So why don't we add a big happy little friend over here. Let's take some of our sap green, some of our midnight black, mix that up really nice and good. Beautiful, beautiful. Beat the devil out of it. And now you really want to get a lot of paint on the brush. Just a lot of paint on the brush. We'll go ahead and add a big old happy tree here. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Beautiful. We're making a big decision today. Let's get a little crazy today. Why don't we? And maybe what we'll do is we'll just add some nice shrubbery here. How does that sound? Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Remember, you gotta make those little noises too. Big old happy little tree. Make some more shrubbery. Well, let's add a little bit more of our black, because we want to go from lighter to darker. Add that contrast. Because remember, you can't have light without dark. You need darkness to see the light. Nice big old tree. Yeah, it's beautiful. Noticed I have some paint on my computer. Not an accident, not a mistake, but a happy accident. Beautiful. Now, I think Bob's getting a little crazy here. Ah, well,
Gotta love Drew Ross.
Gotta love rhetoric. One of God's beautiful, amazing children. Thank you so much. And God bless you. Let's continue to add in some of this shrubbery. Just add a little bit of our green. Looking good. Add some shrubbery all around here. That sounds like a good idea. Some happy little bushes. Happy little bushes. Remember, if your painting doesn't look exactly like mine, that's okay, because we all gotta learn at some point or another. Some learn a little bit faster than others. See, I was a little bit of a slow learner. It took me my 20 years in Alaska to really learn how to hone my craft, you know what I'm saying? Some little shrubbery here. Now I think what we'll go ahead and do is we've got a beautiful winter scene here, but let's go ahead and add some beautiful lighter trees over here. How does that sound? Go ahead and just get all that nice paint off of our brush, nice and clean. Yeah, nice and clean. Beat the devil out of it. Now, let's go ahead and take some more of our yellow, our ochre. Beautiful, just beautiful. And let's add some bright red too. Why not? Get a little crazy here. Get just a little bit crazy. Like they said I was. I think unique is the word they were looking for. Now let's go ahead and just tap in some nice autumn clouds here. Clouds? We're getting a little crazy off the odor of all this oil paint in our painting studio. Go ahead and just add in. Oh, beautiful. A lot of texture. You really want to pat. Really get that texture on there. Yeah, just pat. Just pat. You know, Pat was the name of one of my instructors back in college. Gave me F's for freaking awesome paintings. That's what I always thought. That's some nice bushes here, maybe. We thought we were making trees, but God decided to make them bushes instead. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, now that I think we're about caught up to where Dad is, we'll go ahead and just continue. I've got paint all over my fingers, but hey, what's wrong with getting a little bit of paint on your equipment, you know? Yeah, beautiful. Bob's a little bit slow on his bushes here. We're almost looking like we got a complete painting here. But you know what I don't think Dad's gonna do that I think we should do? You know, I look at this painting and I think, that's somewhere I would like to live. Huh? And I did live there for 20 years. And I think let's have a little cabin today. Let's have some fun. Let's make a big decision. Let's make a big decision here. Okay. Now, using our patented technique, we'll go ahead and clean out some of our odorless paint thinner, colorless as well. Yeah, just listen to that. Just listen to that. Looks almost like a drink you might find at a party. I wouldn't suggest drinking this. You might die. We wouldn't want that, would we? Just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Right? Beautiful. Just beautiful. Alright, nice full cup of our paint thinner. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more in. Perfect. Just perfect. Now, I think what I'd like to do here is make just a nice big cabin. Cabins are a lot of fun, I think. We'll go ahead and we'll take our big old brush. Let's use some of our Van Dyke brown for our cabin. We don't need to mix with any other colors. This color is perfect. Ah. Thanks for those biddies. God bless you, Zartorg. Oaksty. Hello, welcome. Let's go ahead and just mix up some of our Van Dyke brown. Get some of this nice and ready. And what we're going to do today is we're going to use our knife to make out our nice cabin. Wash it out. Tap, tap. Beat the devil out of it. Perfect. And remember, you just want just a little bit of paint to live on the edge of your knife. Just take a nice, go right through it. You can see just a nice little happy dollop of paint. Now, big decision. Where will we put our cabin today? I think we're going to put our cabin nice back here deep in the woods. Where I would be. Go ahead and just... There we go. You can really see it coming along here. Let's add a little bit of our black to that. Or blue. What the hell. You really gotta pull the paint. Give it that texture. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Need a little bit more of our brown, I think. Just a little bit to live on the edge of the knife. Fantastic. Just fantastic. Every cabin's got to have a little roof on it. Let's go ahead and add one in. Just to add a little bit of texture to our cabin, let's go ahead and add just a little bit of titanium white to it. There we go. Just like that. Lots of texture. Lots of texture. Well, looks like we're about finished with our painting today. Well, let's see if Dad has any other suggestions for how to make our painting. We'll see if we follow them. We could add some more details to our tree, but I think it looks beautiful just the way it is. A happy little Christmas tree that you can go ahead and bring on home for your family. Just like I did. I cut down trees just like this. Put them in my house for Christmas. But then I stopped because I didn't want to hurt nature. So we went with artificial trees. Be sure to go with artificial trees for your Christmas trees. You know, so I think what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and sign our painting. Alright. Perfect. Just perfect. Nice clean brush. Rinse it off. Nice and wet. Nice and wet. We'll take a little bit of our bright red. A little bit of red. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Beautiful. And with that I say, happy painting, and God bless my friends. Hi, hello everybody. My name's Drew Ross, and you thought we were finished with our lovely little painting today, but I got something extra special in store for you. We'll actually be making 2 lovely paintings today. So let's go ahead and take this one off here. Oh, there we go. Pristine. Before we go, why don't we go ahead and show off our happy little painting that we finished up with today. Just beautiful. Isn't that lovely? There you go. Maybe yours looks just like that, but maybe yours looks just a little bit different. And that's okay. You'll get better someday. Now, where do we put this thing? I think what we'll do is we'll find a lovely space for it on our wall, but that's gonna happen another day, I think. We'll go ahead and just set this on down for now. And why don't we follow along with Bob and make another wonderful little painting? Yeah, let's make a happy little river today.
We'll get started. I'll take off your razor, a little bit of a phthalo blue, use a large brush, and really work this color into the bristles.
Well,
Feed it into the bristles.
maybe we should clean off our palette a little bit. Let's just go ahead and
I think it'll probably disappear.
let's just go ahead and clean off our palette before we start into our next painting. You wouldn't want any weird mixing of our paints, which we managed to avoid doing in the entirety of our first one. So I'll be back in just a moment. Sit tight, get your next canvas out since I know you'll be painting along with me this time. We'll be back in just a moment. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Hi there. May have run into a little bit of a problem. You see, we were trying to take off our remainders of our paint from our last session, and we seem to have a happy little accident on our palette here today. But what the devil? Let's keep going. There we go. Just get all this off. All of this off. Beautiful, beautiful. Just get all this. Just get all of this off. Lovely, lovely. Now let's go ahead and add our next colors for our next painting. We got to start off, of course, with our titanium white. Titanium white. Let's just add a little dollop of that to our easel here, to our whatever the artists call it these days. Yeah, just a little bit right there. Perfect, just perfect. Next, let me go ahead and add some phthalo blue. Just a little bit of phthalo blue. Beautiful. Just like my wife and child. Alright. Go ahead and add some Prussian blue here. Ah, thank you for the host, Opsy. God bless. Some Prussian blue. Maybe. Alright. A little bit of our burnt sienna. Because what the hell, why not? Nice. Only grab as much as you need. Only as much as you need. Don't want to be wasteful here. We'll use all the paint on our palette today. Just a little bit of our Van Dyke brown. add some of our bright red. There we go. Just beautiful. Grab some of our Indian yellow. Beautiful. Now painting can get a little bit messy, and maybe what we'll do this time is I'll demonstrate a beginner's trick for some of you out there who are maybe making your first painting. And what you gotta do is it's what I like to call the bib technique. You just go ahead and grab any old towel you have. Any old towel will do. And you just go ahead and you just want to tuck that in. Just tuck that in. Okay? Just tuck that in right here. Just tuck that in. Okay? That way if we make any happy accidents, they happen on the towel instead. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, there we go. We'll add a little bit of our sap green. There we go. And now why don't we go ahead and get started with this painting today? Why don't we go ahead and get started? Alright, Bob. How are we gonna do this one today? You know, I'm demonstrating the towel technique, and maybe you can practice it sometime at home. But well, we're up masters, so we don't need to use the towel technique. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off by adding in just a pretty little sky. So what we want to do to do that is take a little bit of our phthalo blue, mix it up, add a little bit of our titanium white.
Without cleaning the brush, I think I'll just go right into some Van Dyke.
There we go. I'll just paint in just a pretty little sky here. Nice and light, nice and pretty little sky here. Yeah, that looks good. That's looking good. Just a pretty little sky. Let's just see what happens with this one today. There we go. We got all kinds of good things happening with this one so far. Oh, Dad's going a little bit fast for us today. Why don't we go ahead and just pause him for just a moment. Gotta let his artistic son catch up, if you know what I'm saying. Go ahead and add just a little bit more blue. Our pretty little sky. Pretty little sky. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. Now that we got our happy little sky in, let's go ahead and add some trees. We'll start off with our, we need a little bit of black. Let's grab some of our midnight black. Just take a little dollop of our midnight black. There we go. Perfect. Just perfect. Just go ahead and just take a little bit of that black, and we'll mix it in with the rest of this. Ah, hello roommates. I don't know why you're looking at me and not painting alongside like everyone else is. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and just add in some happy little trees here. Happy little.
Somewhere out there, Jesus is crying.
And how beautiful our artwork is. Isn't that right? Add in some happy little trees. There we go. Lots of texture. Lots of texture. And don't be afraid to make those Don't be afraid to make those little sounds. Yeah. Lovely and graceful. Beautiful. Now, you can't just have one tree. You gotta have a little friend for your tree. So we'll go ahead and just add in another happy little tree today. There you go. There you go. Just like that. Just like that. Maybe these are some nice oak trees. Just add just a lot of paint onto your brush. We want these to be some nice and dark trees. Like my past was. But not like my future, because we're gonna make it someday. I'm sure we will. I've been painting for 45 years, and maybe this will be our first one to be featured at an art show. There we go. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and add a third happy little tree into this one. That sounds lovely, don't it? Beautiful. Just beautiful. I think old Bob would be proud of that one. Looking down upon us. Rest in peace. It's a skinny little tree here. Just tap it lightly. Just nice and lightly. There we go. Let's go ahead and clean off our brush. Remember our odorless paint thinner. And colorless too. Just go ahead and just tap that in. And then, wipe it off. And beat the devil out of it. Get it all over everyone in the studio here today. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. I think what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just make some more happy little trees. I love trees. Almost as much as I love mountains. Or my wife and child. They're about tied. Let's make some trees. Nice and sturdy. Like my life is stable. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Now what we're going to do here is we got some happy little trees. Let's go ahead and add some nice branches to them and the trunk, just to give it a little bit of extra realism, if it needed any more. Wipe off our brush. Beat the devil out of it. Go ahead and wipe our brush off on a nice little rag here. And now what we'll do is we'll take some of our Van Dyke Brown. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and take one of our clean brushes, nice and clean. Take some of our Van Dyke Brown. Just go ahead and add in some tree branches in the trunk. Nice, beautiful, just beautiful. Let's add in some branches on this one. There we go. Looks just like Alaska. Just like Alaska. A little bit more. A little bit more. And now what we'll do is, you thought these were dark little trees, weren't you? Weren't you thinking that? But actually, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of light to them, because I love the light. Let's go ahead and rinse off our paintbrush. Just beat the devil out of it. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take some of our cadmium yellow. Okay. We'll add a little bit of our sap green. Take a little bit of our sap green. Mix that all up nice and good. And we'll just go ahead and add a little bit of color to these beautiful trees. Yeah, just some nice color. Lots of color on this one. Lots of color. There we go. There we go. Just beautiful. Nice. Just nice. And now I think what we're going to do this time, nice, get some light on this tree, is we're going to use a magical little trick. Now because we have our wet canvas pre-stretched and coated with liquid gesso before we started, what we'll do today is we'll take one of our brushes, one of our bigger brushes. Let's do a little bit of magic today, why don't we? Take our brush, and all you gotta do is just drag down. And then we'll go ahead and have our lovely reflection into the little river we're making today. So just pull down. Yeah, there we go. Just pull down. Pull downwards. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Nice and wet. Nice and beautiful. There we go. Happy little forest. Now what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just add the indication of some little islands in our river today. So we'll go ahead and rinse off our brush. Beat the devil out of it. Let's go ahead and go back into our Van Dyke Brown. Take just a little bit. We'll just go ahead and just add the indication of some land here. These are nice little islands in our river today. Doesn't this just make you want to go out here? There we go. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and just take a little bit of our white. And we'll just go ahead and just rinse our brush off. Just beat the devil out of it. And we'll go ahead, take our knife, take a little bit of this. Take just a little roll of paint. Lives right on the edge of your knife. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and just patented Drew Ross technique. Just to really make sure we know. This is our little islands out here. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Hello, Twig. God bless you, my friend. And I think what we'll do today is, well, I'm not quite sure what Dad's doing. He seems to be ruining his painting. Thank you for the host, and God bless you. Is maybe we'll continue to add on to our islands. Make them nice and big, nice and happy. Nice and happy. Just make them a little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. Nice and rocky. You really want those textures on there. There we go. And now what we'll do, now that we got our happy little island here, we're just going to use our technique and just pull down to really get that reflection showing. So we'll go ahead and swap back to our brush. Go ahead and get some more of our color and just pull, just lightly pull. Just pull down, there we go. Beautiful, just nice and light pressure. Just this nice light pressure. Hello, Nexie. Welcome. God bless you. There we go. Just pull down. Gotta get the reflection off the water here. Gonna get those nice reflections. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful today. And I think what we'll do is, Bob doesn't seem to want to do this for whatever reason, but I'm gonna go ahead and just add some lovely blue to really show our nice blue river here today. Because I like blue rivers, I like blue skies, and I love the way our painting is coming along. It's looking, I think, beautiful. Just like, this looks just like Alaska to me, where I lived for 20 years after they took my son away from me. Apparently painting out in the wilderness all day and not paying your rent is considered irresponsible parenting, but we just like to have fun around here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take some of our phthalo blue. There we go. Just some of our phthalo blue here. Add a little bit more. Okay. Just, we're gonna absolutely wow everyone with this, aren't we? So now what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just add a lovely little river here. So we just gotta make some nice side-to-side strokes. Yeah, there we go. Look at that beautiful blue river. I love the way this is turning out. This is really turning out well, isn't it? Remember your technique, everyone. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Remember to rinse all your paint off in that liquid, colorless, odorless paint thinner. Beat the devil out of it. And what we'll go ahead and do, and we'll just admire our painting for a little bit as old Dad catches up to us. We seem to be moving a little bit faster than he is this time. And now we'll just take this moment just to go over, recap some of the techniques we've used today. you want to go ahead and paint in this happy blue sky here. Happy and blue. And then we want to go ahead and just add in just the indications of some big old beautiful trees. Make sure you use your Van Dyke brown, get your trunks and your branches in, nice and happy. And then you really want to use that pull down technique, just to make sure you can see the reflection in the water from this. And then of course a beautiful, beautiful blue river. And remember, if your painting doesn't look exactly like mine, well, that's okay. You'll get better someday. Now I think what we'll do before we finish up today is let's go ahead and add just a beautiful, beautiful big tree today. Doesn't that just sound lovely? Just a big old tree. Nice and big. Big decision here. I know it may seem scary, but it'll turn out beautifully in the end. So we're going to go ahead and figure out where we want to put our tree today. Now, I think we should start our tree right here and just go ahead and just make a big tree. Just a big, strong, beautiful tree. Yeah, right there. That looks about good. That looks about good. Big tree. There we go. Right up next to the water. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's just add the indication of some branches on this tree. Why don't we? Big old healthy tree. We'll just go ahead and just add some branches. There we go. Now we'll just go ahead and just get a little bit more paint on the brush. Just to get a nice big old branch here. Now what we're going to do before we continue is we're going to take one of our other brushes, and this time we're going to add just a little bit of liquid of titanium white to our brush. There we go, just a little bit of that. With some of our brown, a little bit of a lighter color. And we're just going to add some nice shadows to this tree. Nice shadows here. There we go. Give it some texture, give it some depth. You really want people to look at your painting and think, huh, what a complex painting. Looks just like Alaska. Now that we've got our nice and little brush here, we'll go ahead and just add to our tree branch here. Add some nice little branches. There we go. Nice little branches here. This will really make people marvel, I think. Nice little branch here. Nice branches. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, where did God put the next tree branch? Let's go right here. Right here. There we go. Now, this isn't a winter scene, and so thus I think we need some happy little leaves on our tree branches. So let's go ahead and take some of our cadmium yellow. Just get a nice little clean spot here. Nice and clean spot. You know you're doing a good job when your palette looks like this. Nice and full of color. Just take a little bit of our yellow and just add some lovely little leaves. You really want to tap those leaves in. Just nice and gentle, just like this. Nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Now I think what we're going to do before we finish up today with our painting is we're just going to add just a little bit of flowers, I think. Let's draw some flowers in. I love flowers. So we will go ahead and take some of our green, get a nice clean space on the palette. There we go. Let's just add some pretty little flowers here. There's one flower. 2 flowers. 3 flowers. Perfect. Let's go ahead and just add in some happy little leaves here. Let's make this a beautiful red flower. Whatever those are called. We'll make some roses. Ah, Bri, hello, welcome. God bless. Beautiful, just beautiful. There we go. There we go. And with that, I think we might have our finished painting here today. So what we got to do is go ahead and we'll grab a new brush. And we'll make sure we get our signature on here. Get our signature. We'll take some of our bright red. Some of our bright red. We'll go ahead and just put our signature on this one. There we go. There we go. We've got our nice little signature on here. We've got a happy little sky with some beautiful trees. We got some roses in here, and just a pleasant river that I'd love to take my kayak out in. I hope that you've all had fun with me today. Dad's continuing on, but we're pretty much finished with this one. I don't know if we could make it any better than it already is. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna change things up a little bit. It's been a long time since we've played some Jackbox around here. And so we're going to go ahead and clean up for a little bit. We'll be back in just a jiffy. We'll go ahead and play some Jackbox. I think we'll do some Trivia Murder Party. And maybe some other games as well. Well, we could do some Drawful. I suppose we could do some Drawful. Maybe we'll start with some Drawful. So what we're going to do is we're going to take just a little bit of a break here. We'll let you go ahead and process all of this today. Finish up any paintings if you're still working, and we'll be back in just a little bit. So with that, thank you, God bless, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. I'm sure you probably did if you were paying attention. Feel free to send me any pictures of your own paintings that have been finished up here. Maybe they might not look as good as this, but hey, all of God's creations are beautiful. So with that, good night. I'll see you next time on my PBS show. Well, hopefully a PBS show someday. I've got about 130 episodes recorded. First one I wanted to show you all, and hopefully they accept it and decide to air it on television sometime. So with that, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Da 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 da